that like, hit that subscribe. This is A2D Wednesday nights. We're going to give you our locks of the week. We'll go over the whole slate of games. And most importantly, it's Eagles Cowboys week, and we're going to talk about it. Let's go.
What's up, my family? Listen, first-time listener, or you've been here the whole damn time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, giddy up, let's go, no notes.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Slap.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the f*** are you talking about?
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by Royal Billiards. They're the premier game room store in the Delaware Valley, stocked with the very best in pool tables, accessories, shuffleboards, card tables, dart supplies, bars, bar stools. Turn any ordinary room into an extraordinary gaming experience. Oh, do we mention they have hot tubs too? Royal Billiard, located at 515 Bethlehem Pike. Call them RPA or visit them on the web, royalbilliard.com. As always, Cromer, Greg Milakovic, Frank Vespi, I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to go over. We'll give you our locks of the week at the end of the show. And we'll go over the whole slate of games as well. So if you're first time joining us, we'll go over the whole slate. Then, hello, locks of the week, win some money. I never take my bets. We'll give you a little update where we stand there. Eagles, Cowboys. Yeah, we'll just joke. We'll just lie, Frank. Just lie to the people. Make it up. Make it look good. Eagles, Cowboys, preview and predictions is our main topic at hand. Ties into our poll question. And our poll question is brought to you by our good friends over at Carlino's Market, right? Located Ardmore, Westchester, PA, or you can find them around the web, carlinosmarket.com. They also do catering, right? And they got the gourmet Italian deli, rocking and rolling. So go give them a look-see. See if you like it. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to love it. So that's why we bring it up. Our poll. The Philadelphia Eagles have to beat the Cowboys Sunday night. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live and everywhere you get your podcasts. We're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Say it every time. Join the conversation. It's the most important thing. I mean, yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, I don't know who, if somebody out there doesn't agree, I need to hear from you tonight. I need to hear you how that's going to work. Okay, because at the end of the day, you put yourself in this, and I say that about a 10-2 team, and you have to like laugh, but you put yourself in the situation of this because you had to take 1 or 2 in these 2 games. Had to go 1 and 2. How'd you want to go about it? Well, you lost to San Fran, so now you don't have a choice. And it's hard to be a division team twice. So not only are you coming from getting your ass whooped, now you got to go down to Dallas, right? And they're clicking on all cylinders. And you've already beat them once. So tall task. But a task that has to be done. Absolutely has to be done. If your goal is what my goal is, and it doesn't have to be, hear me out. If you don't get the 1 seed, that ain't the end all be all here, right? It's nice, but it doesn't mean you can't win it. So people can miss me with that. I mean, you can still win it, but you sure as hell don't want to not win your division and start playing that game. That's where this becomes big time must win for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, like I said, I don't know how anybody can disagree with it. There's so many implications on the line. You're talking about the division. You're talking about playoff seeding. Again, not really overly worried about it, but I want to at least be a top 3. And the only way I do that is by winning my division. So I don't know what to tell people. They put themselves in a situation where, they're up against it. And I think people would have like more confidence if they didn't lose the way they did, which we'll get into, as the show continues. But it's a statement game. I mean, it's the definition of statement game written all over this for a lot of different reasons too, right, guys? It's not just you have to go down the win because you just have to win. It's you have to go down the win and show one to the whole National Football League that your last week was a fluke, right? That's a fluke. That's not who we are, right? And you got to go beat a team fighting for your division with you. And it's the Cowboys. I mean, if this doesn't get, if this football team talks about like not having enough energy throughout this game, Houston, we got a problem. We got a big time problem. We're not going to talk about next week. And like we're going to take away some wins out of a loss. We're going to talk about some things that were positive after losing to Dallas. After losing San Fran, Dallas, back-to-back weeks. And then we're going to come on here goddamn Sunday night, and I'm going to sit here and have a jerk fest about positivity? Come on. 10-3 or not. 10-3 or not. So I agree. Must win. Must win. Doesn't mean your season's over, but right, for a lot of reasons. Because you lose 2 in a row, you know what can happen in some locker rooms, right? You know things can trend the wrong way, and you won't be playing your best football going into the dance. You know what I mean? You won't be playing your best football. So we'll see, but I agree. What do you guys say?
I'll go next because I'm probably going to be the only one. I'm disagreeing. I disagree. Now, while Tom, I agree with everything you've said, right? They've set themselves up, and I think they're taking it as a must-win. But I'm taking it as if this team, kind of like we said with the Sixers, with the Phillies, now we're going to go with the Eagles. If this team is who we think they are, and they're going to be where they want to get to, then they could go anywhere and beat anybody at any time, right? So I don't think it's a have to beat the Cowboys. I have all confidence in the world that they're going to, right? And I think they're treating it this way. But even if you lose this, I don't see them losing the next 4, right? So you still hold one game up on the Cowboys overall, and the head-to-head is split for the division, right? Seattle might be tough on the road, but those
you're all missing what have to beat the Cowboys means. We could talk about standings, Greg, and we could talk about the implications there, which aren't the end all be all here. Or we could talk about it as a fan, what I need to see this week.
Oh, I
right?
have all the
That's the have to of my, just to be clear.
I'm with you.
That's my have to. That's my have to.
With you.
Show me last week's a fluke. Show me last week is a fluke.
From that standpoint, I completely agree with you. And if that's all I'm basing it off of, 100% I completely agree with you, right? But I have all the confidence. With that being said, I had the confidence in this team, in this quarterback, in this coaching staff, that even if we happen to lose, that we're going to be okay. We just might not get the 1 seed, right? You know what I mean? Like, even if that happens.
Yeah. And again, that's not the end all be all here.
Right.
It'd be a very nice thing to have, right? I always think it's a positive thing to have. Sometimes it hurts teams. Sometimes it doesn't, right, guys? But it doesn't mean you can't go to a Super Bowl.
Sure.
Like you're the 2 seed, you can't go to a Super Bowl. It doesn't guarantee that 1 seed's going to be even waiting for you in the NFC title game either. Right? Because you've seen one seed's lumped. Right? They get a bye week.
Yeah.
So, all right. So there is a disagree tonight, but on a different way, but a different type. Like you're more disagreeing because of it's not the end all be all implication wise for the postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to agree for a lot of the reasons you said, Tom. And listen, I mean, to what you said, Greg, although you're not wrong, I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes. That team gets to play at Arrowhead all the time because they're always the number 1 seed. Even though if they are who we think they are, they should be able to beat anybody anywhere. I don't want to test that theory. I don't want to have to go down that road. And for this team, with the inconsistency we've had at this late in the season, they're going to need everything that they could possibly have going in their favor, including that home field advantage, including having a healthier roster, like having Dallas Goedert back. Like we need a lot of these things to start going right and going in place. Now, that being said, there's a big difference too, where playing from the number 1 spot and dropping all the way down to 5. And listen, I know we have a much easier schedule after this week. And I think Seattle's going to be obviously a little bit of a dogfight because they always are. But when you're looking at the situation right now, I don't want to have to have no wiggle room going forward. And the one thing they do have in their favor, if they beat Dallas this week, they have the better divisional record, the better head-to-head record, and they have the better conference record. So everything is in their favor to where maybe they don't get the 1 seed, but they still get the 2, to where maybe somebody knocks San Francisco off. Not likely, but maybe somebody does happen to knock San Francisco off. But if not, you're hosting at least 2 home games, and that's important here. I think that's a really big thing that we have to look at. And then to what Tom said, I need to see a better effort this week. There's certain things I think some guys maybe got a little bit of knocks over the past week where if you really look at how the game played out, I think it was just pile on everybody. But overall, listen, we need the offense. We need the defense to come out. We need to run the football. And I'm hoping this edition of Shaquille Leonard is going to be helpful up the middle, because clearly San Francisco may have set the blueprint of just attack the middle of the field. So I
think Leonard and Cunningham are going to be really good together.
Well, I hope so.
If Leonard's healthy-ish, and all you got to be healthy is for like what we're talking about, 7-8 games. Can you give us half a season per se left? Is if he's healthy for that period, and Cunningham, that's a really fast linebacker group. Well, those guys go sideline to sideline.
You know what else he does, Tom? He tackles. He actually wraps guys up and tackles them. And I know I'm sure we're gonna dive deeper into the game, but there's a reason why there was 0 targets to Bradbury on his side, and there was only 3 to Darius Slay. They just killed the middle of the field. So that's what I need to see from this team. They need to beat Dallas, because if they don't game plan and figure that out over the middle of the field, this is going to be a long night, and it's going to create a very, very tense situation going into the last 4 games of the year. So yes, they absolutely have to win this game, in my opinion.
What's up, Ryan? Frank, what do you say?
I mean, I also agree to the poll. A lot is definitely on the line. You also have control of the NFC East. You also have control of that number 1 seed. And, they got to step up. Everybody had to step up from what we saw last week. And I'm going to give credit to San Fran on this one. They schemed us well, and they did a damn good job on it. Let's just hope it doesn't happen again this week, especially a tough game against Dallas. Jalen, he has that losing record against Dallas. We haven't swept Dallas since 2011. So I think it's up. Up in the air. We can get this job done, and especially your road dogs coming off a bad loss. Dallas Goedert possibly coming back this week. Shaq Leonard making his Eagles debut, so that's definitely going to help the team out a lot. So I also agree to the poll on this one.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy one unless you're Greg. Yeah.
But Greg has to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, you need somebody, right?
Yeah,
somebody has to do it.
And listen, at the end of the reality is if they don't win this game, the number 1 seed's gone, right? So that, to me, in my opinion, that's out of the equation, because the 49ers are going to lock that up. But you don't want to have to dogfight to the end just to win the division. And that's what I'm more at this point worried about that. What's that?
It's not necessarily gone if the Eagles win out and they end up with 2 losses.
Well, the Eagles have 3 losses, and the 49ers have 3 losses.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I forgot about the Jets. My bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know. Well, we all want to forget about the Jets, buddy. But no, I mean, that's the reality of it. The Jets, this is going to get locked up by the 49ers.
I mean, if we look at the 49ers rest of the schedule, I think the only real challenge for them left is like Baltimore.
They have a decently tough schedule coming up.
It's a tough schedule coming up.
The Rams.
Yeah, they got division games.
They got division games. You got the Commanders that tend to be pesky once in a while. So, I mean, Ravens and Washington are probably going to be their 2 toughest games. And then you got like that last game against the Rams, which they'll probably lose anyways, just to rest everybody. But
they got Rams.
I don't see them winning out.
Yeah, they do have the Rams this week.
They have Rams this week too, right?
They got the Seahawks this week.
Seahawks, that's right. Seahawks. So another tough game. Divisional, tough game. Not a gimme. Not a layup line by any stretch. Seattle fighting for their lives. So
Well, especially after their loss last week, they're really fighting for their lives.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into like our scores and everything. I want to get into some of the family's comments about what we're talking about, and just seeing some comments come in. Shaq Leonard ain't the same, and how he probably wasn't the same since he changed his damn name. But at the end of the day, nobody likes to be called Darius in this city or in the NFL. It seems like, because you only can refer to the Darius Slay as Slay, which is weird, but that's fine. He doesn't need to be the same. He needs to be better than what we just watched. He needs to be better in pass coverage than what we just watched. Okay, Nakobe Dean not being healthy killed this team in pass coverage, because that's actually what he's very good at when healthy. He hasn't been on the field. Your best ability is availability. He ain't around. There's like Avonte Maddox. When you get guys that sort of trend the wrong way, you can't rely on those guys. And I got to give Howie Roseman a lot of goddamn credit. Because like he's out there playing Madden. He's literally playing Madden. And guy comes up, Shaq Leonard, Zach Ertz guy really, and he just goes, what's Sue doing again? Somebody call Sue, right? It's like this is what he's doing. I love it.
Week 10, hey Sue, what's up, buddy?
Like, we died for this stuff in this city. Like, let's enjoy it. Like, no matter how the ride ends, like I want to enjoy that I got a guy that's all goddamn it. And I want to enjoy the fact that a guy goes, visits Dallas, visits here, and signs here. I want to enjoy that. Not that this is this big free agent prize. It's not. It's the point that this guy had a choice between going to Dallas or coming here. Who do you choose? After a butt whooping.
Yeah, I was just saying after seeing how terrible we were across the middle of the field, too.
Like, hey, I can help that. Like, that's maybe probably went in his head. I can help that. And then his defense is really good. That's all this defense is missing from being really good. The safeties are very good. The corners are good enough. Okay, at the end of the day, they're good enough. They're good enough. All right, but your middle of the field is listen. All the warts of it. Finally said hello, because that's what they do. That's what San Fran does. They attack the middle of the field. They don't have the outside guys that are running like. I don't want to say they don't have guys who run outs, but you know what I mean? Like, they ain't guys who are running like 10-yard like deep outs, and it's not their style of offense, right? It's a lot of motion, a lot of misdirection, and a lot of like we try to attack you over the middle, right? Everybody has a different style of defense. That defense, personally, will crush us if we don't score in the red zone. But I mean. So let's see what everybody else has to say.
It's funny too, because I kind of find that stat that Bradbury wasn't targeted, and I very clearly remember the first guy that got blocked out of the Deebo Samuel touchdown was James Bradbury. So he was the closest guy there. He just might not have been in coverage because the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, and then Deebo took it to the house.
I mean, you're talking about one play, Greg, but they kept the ball away from his side, and
yeah, but he was the first guy there. I'm not saying it's you, but I'm just saying, like,
right. But I'm saying I'm not.
He was there, and he got blocked.
They kept the ball clearly, whether they missed a target or not in the stat sheet. They clearly kept the ball away from him, and they kept the ball away from Slay. Although Slay got torched in the 3 targets they went to him, but at the same time, he led the team in tackles this week. So, like, I can't say it was anything to do with the quarterbacks. It was all middle of the field. Kevin Byard looked terrible in this game. The whole center of the field. Reed missed a lot of plays on this. I mean, the safeties and the linebacker position look really, really bad here. Mm-hmm. Really, really bad. You're really missing Avonte Maddox at this point, and you're really missing Nakobe Dean right now.
I mean, you could also factor in Zach Cunningham this past week too. You really needed him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the team you want to go up against with what you went up against in the middle. So, I mean, Justin, it's an upgrade because we know he's a better player. Like, I mean, come on, we've watched football long enough. He's a better player, right? There's back issues, and that's why they just moved on. They're going in different directions, right? They're just moving. It's a change of guard, right? So Shane Steichen's a Philly guy, per se. He's a Nick Sirianni guy, all right? So you think he's signing here? You think anybody thinks that phone call wasn't had, and then there wasn't a lot of tape watched of him? Right. So let's just, again, it says we didn't get Ray Lewis, right? Keep everything in perspective. We got an upgrade over Nicholas Morrow. So in perspective, that's a win. That's all. Nobody's crowning. Nobody's putting it on a pedestal. We're just saying that's better. And yeah, John. Go ahead, Chrome.
A guy became available in the middle of the year who has the pedigree and has the credentials to upgrade the position of what you have at this point in the season. And one of your biggest competitors went out and went after him too, because they have the same need right now. So we're not talking about chump change teams going after this guy, and nobody's saying he's still the all-pro that he was, but he's a huge upgrade compared to what you have at this point.
Before getting hurt in 2022, right, where he got really banged up. I mean, just as early as 2021, he had 122 combined tackles. So I mean, he had 4 interceptions that year. So, this year he had 65 combined tackles, and however many games he actually played in, right? So, I mean, the guy, when healthy, his stats prove that it's an upgrade. You know what I mean? That's all I'm getting at, right? His stats prove it's an upgrade. A guy saying this year is a different story. But I mean, he was around the football this year. He might not be totally the same guy, but he played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he played in 9 games.
I mean, hey, we went out last year and we bought in Linval Joseph, who everybody said wasn't the same player. Big contributor. Went out and bought in the Ndamukong Suh, who everybody said wasn't the same player. Big contributor to the team that got to the Super Bowl. And these are guys who people said were banged up, injured, weren't ever going to be the same players. Guys who were, former All-Pro.
I mean,
Sue. And
Shaq was 2 years in a row.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, these are to sit here and write these guys off. And to your point, Tom, right? He's really
28.
He was really
He's
banged
28.
up in 2022, right? And listen, that Indianapolis defense isn't exactly like a great defense where there's a whole lot of supporting cast around there either. They decided to go young. They have somebody young at the position that at this point they want to groom and let him get the reps. That's the situation. That's what this came down to. Otherwise, he would still be on that roster.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the guy just removed from 2 All-Pro teams, right? 2 first-team All-Pros. All right, Greg, and then go. Like 2020, 2021, he's first-team All-Pro. So this isn't Pro Bowl selection, which he was. This is first-team All-Pro. All right? Then he got hurt in 2022. So this is first year back from the injury. So you would expect as it goes, he would play better. I don't know the extent of his injury, but I do know modern medicine's pretty damn good. All right? I do know that. And he's 28. If he was 34, 33, okay. But there's still the flashes, man. Everybody goddamn fucking out there think Nicholas Lamar's gonna flash for us. Like this big flash. There's an opportunity for a flash. If that flash comes in a big game, in a big moment, I don't want to hear about passer rating that. Right? And you're right. Like somebody else said, Derek, I'll get to you in a second. Right? It's another great comment. But somebody was talking about Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter being exhausted because it's the most snaps they played ever, essentially. And Trexler said that, right? And he said it worries him. And I think that, and Trexler, to your point, I think that's why the call was made to Sue. Mm-hmm. What are you up to? Want to make 100 grand real quick? You know what I mean? Want to make 200K, whatever it is. All right. So, I think there's real chance of that after this week. Just to try to give those guys a breather.
Yeah, 100%. And look at the timeline with Leonard, too. It's not like we went out as soon as he became available and signed him, right? We had an injury to Zach Cunningham and then a piss-poor performance in the biggest game of the season, right? So, and then we go and make an addition, right? So it's not like they panicked and said, oh, he's available, let's go get him, thinking he is his old self. No, they let what we had already play out because for the most part, through the first couple, part of the year, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it was at least functional. I mean, you were 10-1, right?
Yeah.
But you had an injury come up with Cunningham, and then Morrow showed his real self, and just the entire Christian Ellis showed that he wasn't very good, right? And then you go out and you make this move. So I think the timeline plays a part of it too. Like they didn't panic; they just made a move when it became available to them.
because they really don't have a lot of guys left there. They have a guy
Right.
hurt. You know what I mean? They already have another guy hurt. So it's not like they have this all. It's deep. So they needed somebody.
Yeah.
So, to think Howie after that performance, like Greg said, isn't going to pick up the phone and recheck in, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, as he should, right? As he should. John says, did we get any credit for beating 3 great teams back to back? Well, 2 back. No, I think we deserve credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think enough credit was given. But we also live off, the last thing we saw, right? And the last thing we saw wasn't pretty. But we also know, like, that's probably the worst game we could have played.
Yeah, and I think too, it's impressive. It really is to go through the gauntlet that we've gone through. But at the same time, when you get your ass handed to you in the fashion that we did, it takes a little bit of the luster off. And you can't ignore that. You can't ignore that you got your ass whooped by the team that we looked at as possibly your biggest competition right now. And at least at this particular moment, it's okay to worry. Maybe are we on that level? And I think we are. We all agree that we probably are when healthy and better prepared. And I think if we see them again, it'll be a different ball game. Whether we win or lose, I don't think you're going to see a drubbing or a punch in the face, as you guys eloquently put it on Sunday night. But it does take a little bit away from those last couple of weeks before then, because it makes you question a lot of things. It does.
You're right. And it's funny too, everybody in the national media will give the 49ers passes for their 3 losses, saying, oh, they weren't healthy, while discrediting us missing Dallas Goedert, Zach Cunningham, right? And the fact that we had 2 key guys that weren't healthy either. That won't get brought up, but
Dallas got their asses whooped worse than we did.
Well, yeah.
And they get the pass.
And they were healthy.
Yeah.
But I guess because it was out there, right? It was like this weird carryover where people were carrying it over from last year, like acting like we didn't play anybody because we weren't winning the beauty contest. Right? At the end of the day, for the national media, we weren't winning that beauty contest. Yeah. Right, guys?
Yeah.
We weren't winning. The committee wasn't really loving the way.
Points, right?
Yeah, it wasn't loving the way the Eagles were winning. And that's what the national media does. Because you got a bunch of goddamn dryer sheets.
Yeah.
So these guys, what I mean? They don't understand the adversity and what kind of mental makeup you gain off of winning. Like winning close games, tough games, battles. You act like we were going neck to neck with Carolina. You act like it was neck to neck with Carolina. I mean, it's neck to neck with Kansas City. It's neck to neck with Dallas. It's neck to neck with Buffalo. You act like we're playing down to that. Like, come on. And then we rolled Miami. We act like that win never happened. People had that win never happened. And they used the middle of the field like nobody's business. But we shut that shit down. So, I mean, come on. Our pass defense hasn't been good, right? We know that, right? We're also doing it no favors offensively, like me and Greg talked about Sunday. Or you weren't with us. Sorry, Greg.
No,
but we talked about Sunday. Like, you got to, when you go down there early, one of those 2 better be a touchdown.
Got to be touchdowns. 100%.
Not both. If you don't get both, okay. You better get one.
You need at least one.
Mm-hmm.
That game is so different, 10-0, let alone 14-0.
Exactly. Like if you go down and kick the first field goal, okay. You're up 3-0. You feel good about yourselves.
Yep.
First
drive,
out.
got points.
Yep. Then you got to go down that next one, and you can't settle for 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not blaming the offense for the loss. But when you lose, it's not always one thing. This defense is built off of playing with a lead. They ain't built like that. Like a lot of defenses aren't, right? They're built up front. So how do you use your defense to their best ability? Well, you get leads, and that's 6-0 because you don't change the team's game plan.
Yeah.
But 10-0 early. Kyle Shanahan's a loser, so he the panic mode for him maybe. 14-0. He definitely got to go change his underwear. Mm-hmm. All right, and that's a statement. You think you're coming in here? You had a lot of stuff to stay. Now I need my offense to go make a statement because your defense did in the first quarter. With a lead, they were getting off the field 3 and outs, and your offense went stagnant. So this wasn't a one-dimensional one reason why we lose. Like in that kind of fashion. When you lose close, right, it narrows down the reasons on why you lost. When you get your ass kicked, it's open business.
Everybody's
there. So if you watch a game with two eyes, right? Like maybe everybody got a couple sons, right? And you're like, you showed up, right? But at the end of the day, like, you can't. It takes two to tango when you want to win games against the best, right?
I thought putting the points up, I got that on the first drive. I really thought they were going to go for it on the second time. And that was the one that surprised me, that they weren't aggressive there, that they were just taking the 6. And to what you guys said, I mean, massive, massive difference having 14 or 10 points than going with 6 there. And I think you needed that. I think those were deflating because they were 2 really good drives that just were completely halted. And I felt like that second drive particularly had a little bit of momentum. I think they would have probably got that first down had they gone for it. I was really surprised that they didn't go for it there.
Yeah, Trexler, we'll get into this because we're going to be giving our predictions after the break. Players of the game and chance for everybody out there to win $250. Venmo, Cash App, if you nail a score, and offense, defensive part of the games are the tiebreaker. How we want to, like, what does getting by mean, babe? Like, what does it getting by mean to you? Like, you played a close game at Arrowhead and you won late. What the hell is that? Getting by? It's getting by.
I'll take it.
Shit, dude, you can tell people who never lay shit up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even talking about they played a competitive game of kickball. Like, you can tell the cats that never played competitive. Now, maybe you did, baby. And if you did, send your resume. Let me take a peek of it. All right? Because I'm going to venture to guess that, maybe a little JV if you're lucky. Right? Never even, could get a letter. Never got a letter in anything. Like, knock it off. Knock it off because you don't know what it takes then. You don't understand that, like, you're not playing St. Mary's at a port. And I just made that up. You ain't playing St. Mary at a port. You're playing Kansas City Chiefs and Arrowhead. Don't tell me they're not the same team anymore.
Off the bye.
Who's beating them at Arrowhead? Us. Right? So shut up. Hey, don't discredit it. So Miami game's discredit? By a clue. Like, what are we going to discredit wins? Getting by. Getting by. What do you mean getting by me? Get by all season. You guys snuck through. Yeah. If we had a bunch of cupcakes, right? You played the Giants for, whatever amount of times, and you're 10-2, you're like, okay. Right? You're getting by. Getting by means. This isn't getting by.
It's so funny. We get, obviously go through it, right? Last year we didn't beat anybody. This year, again, we've said a million times. Last year we didn't beat anybody, so we weren't real. And this year we're not pulling everybody out, so we're not real. It's like, what the what the hell do you want? We're what, 4-1, 3-1 through the hardest 5-game stretch of our season, and that's not good enough?
I don't know what is for people.
Heck, I would have taken 2-1 in the Dallas, Buffalo, Kansas City stretch. I would have taken 2-1 in that stretch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Before we even get to this next 3 games, of the Niners, Dallas, and I mean, if you would have sit there and said you went 4-2 in that 6-game stretch, I think everybody signs up for that just because we know what the NFL is and we know how the ebbs and flows and the injuries happen, right? You know what I mean? Like, you show that 6-game stretch, you go 4-2. I think everybody signs up for that. And we have the ability to go even better than that this week.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Because, like, if we were losing close games and our record was different, and then you try to be, like, positive, like, oh, we're, like, then what people are going to say, like, oh, you're right there, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are right there. Like, come on.
The Buffalo.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know what to tell people. Like, we find ways to win games. We didn't last week, obviously. And you find a lot about a team, how they come off of a game like that, which you watched in your own house. How pissed off are you? Right? How pissed off can you be for 60 minutes? Right? How much of it, when you guys they all watch tape, right? How embarrassed are a couple of you?
I was encouraged by A.J. Brown's answers today. They were asking about his energy, the team's energy level, and how AJ made the comment that, for a lot of the game, we didn't match their energy. And so he was asked about it, and he just said, "You'll see." And he had a smirk on his face. Right. And I think that's this team that we know, right? We talked about it all year, whether they're winning close or blowing people out, they respond, right? They respond. And that's why, although I disagree to the poll, I expect them fully to respond this week in true fashion, like we all expect this team to be.
Yeah, I hope. We're going to talk about it on the other side. It's the A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Stay right with us. We'll be right back.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, proudly celebrating 40 years and our new, bigger showroom.
Twice the size and twice the fun.
More pool tables by Olhausen. More dartboard sets, including custom reclaimed backboards. More bar and kitchen stools that can change a room.
And more bars, including pre-built and custom.
Hot tubs, skee ball, shuffleboard, outdoor,
and fun.
Royal Billiard and Recreation, your ultimate game room store. Now located on Bethlehem Pike in Colmar.
In our family, food is our daily bond. My nonna, affectionately called Mama by many, found solace and joy in the kitchen, sharing her love through delicious creations. She turned her culinary passion into a flourishing business alongside her husband and sons in 1983. Celebrating 40 years is a testament to our exceptional team, friends, family, and beloved customers. With gratitude, we look forward to the future, expanding our brand to share the highest quality Italian food and wine nationwide. Our heartfelt thanks to everyone who has played a part in our story. Grazie mille.
Hats.com is the premier destination for quality and fashion-forward hats and more, with designs for every style and trend. Locally based and run by Philly sports team fanatics, Hats.com can help you elevate your hat john. Utilize the easy-to-use guides at Hats.com to find your perfect size and style, and shipping and returns are free. Hats.com. Find yourself in a hat. Use code Philly for 15% off your order. Hats.com.
Welcome back, everybody. A2D Wednesday nights. We're brought to you by Royal Billiard. Go check them out. 515 Bethlehem Pike in Colmar, PA. All right, so it is time. It is time for a score prediction, our offense and defensive player of the game, Sunday Night Football, Arlington, prime time, the star, the hatred, the ass whoopings in the past, way back in the past, obviously. Right, but not being, like Frank mentioned earlier, not beating them, not sweeping them since 2011. So, tough thing to go do, tough thing to go accomplish. You'll see if they do, and we're going to talk about it in a second. And it's brought to you by Hats.com. Use code Philly for 15% off your order over at Hats.com, and you can get the Brian Dawkins replica that he wore in his Hall of Fame speech. Again, not the one he officially wore, a replica. Just to confirm, people get out there sometimes. So, score predictions, offense, defensive player of the game. Oh, God. You want to have, like we talked about before, like Greg brought it up, like you want to think it's like the Phillies where it's like this resilient and toughness. And, the Phillies didn't do that when we expected it to happen, right? Like we expected that big response and it never came. And we look at the Eagles and we look at them in the same light, right? We really do, right? They're a little bit mirror images of each other in a way. And you look at the Eagles and you say, all right, this seems tough, right? They've been tough all year. They've proven that to us. Are they going to be able to respond, and not just in like a regular game versus, an average team? Are they going to be able to respond in this kind of atmosphere, in this kind of huge game against this type of talented football team? Are they going to be able to do that? And that's the question. And I want to believe it, right? I want to believe what I've watched all year and the close wins and all that stuff, right, pays off. Because in reality, you could give Dallas that win here, right? They gave that one away. Right? So in reality, you could say, well, they should have won that game here. They didn't. They gave us one. That give you more optimism to go sweep them now, right? Make it a little bit easier. That game wasn't like a roll job here by any stretch. So, what I think is the national media and the dryer sheets automatically assume, because Dallas can't stop scoring and we didn't stop letting people score on us last Sunday, that it's automatically going to be a shootout and Dallas is going to blow the doors off of us. Where I think like things even themselves out. I'm going 31-21 Eagles. 31-24. Like, you know what I mean? I'm in there. I think our defense comes to play. I think you get some pissed off people. Dude, he got embarrassed. That's embarrassing. So if you ain't pissed off, then you better call more Shaq Leonards. And yes, Juan Soto has been talked about all day. He's been traded to the Yankees.
And it's official.
So now it's official. Cool for the Yankees.
Cool for the Yankees and an early playoff loss. So
yeah, same story, different year.
Yeah. Because of course he'll end up on the Yankees. And we don't know if he's going to sign back with them after the next season.
They added 3 outfielders to an outfield that's already crowded in the last 2 days. Verdugo, Grissom, and Soto.
Well, in fairness, Stanton almost never gets on the field. So,
well, yeah, but you got Judge.
Oh, I know.
Maybe that's it. But still,
yeah, because they got rid of Bader.
It's a DH. But anyway, let's back to the prediction. 31-21. I like it, Tommy.
Yeah, statement win. I'm saying comfortable, maybe a late touch to seal it.
I'm kind of with you though. Like the bounce back, the embarrassment that's going in, and like I said, I actually enjoyed AJ's answer and smirk and demeanor during that question that was asked, because I think it was asked from Eskin, and he's not going to let it go just by that, right? You know what I mean? So I like that. BG said it as well. Dawkins, who is not in the locker room, but he said it. He said it as well. When you get punched in the face, and I think this team needed that. You know what I mean? The weeks of quote unquote just squeaking by, caught up to them, and I think it was needed. I think we reset. Everybody looks in the mirror, man's up. I'm gonna go 30-20. So I'm with you. 10-point, 30-20. Eagles.
Look at us. It's probably bad.
Probably terrible.
Yep, not good. Not good.
Yeah, I'm not that bold, boys.
Nah, you got a little. You got a little. It's gonna
be a dog fight. This one's gonna be a little tougher. I think this is another one that comes down to the last drive or two. So I'm gonna go. I have a weird feeling about this game, but I'm gonna go 26-23 Birds.
26-23 Birds. Martian said, Greg, Hassan also said last week, line that shit up.
He did. He did. Facts. But he owned it too. But I'm sorry, Chrome, what was your score?
26-23 Birds.
You love these You love these score like
jumbles.
Like 26. Like, come on, man. 26.
26 is not an abnormal score.
It's kind of abnormal.
25 is abnormal.
It's 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals.
Yeah. It's a little abnormal.
It's not abnormal at all. What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot. 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals is not 26.
That is a very factual statement.
Which part of that number doesn't add up, right?
Yeah.
It does add up.
14 and 9?
That's 23. Yeah, that's 23.
So that's 4 field goals and 2 touchdowns.
For the Eagles, it would be 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals. 4 field goals.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what team it is.
You're right.
The Eagles are not 3 and 2 does not compute.
Well, I mean, I'm not that confident we're going to get in the end zone much. Either way, I'm going 26-20. Offensive player of the game is going to be a special team.
We're not now. Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be Jake Elliott, baby. Let's go.
Jake Snake.
Frank, what's your score?
It's going to be a long night if that happens.
Yeah, right.
Oh, geez. I honestly don't know where to go with this score. It's going to be close, but I do expect a shootout from both sides. I'm going to go, geez. And I don't think we have done it all year. I don't think we've put up a 40 spot. So I'm going to go 42, 38 us.
Jesus. Oh, my God. I don't think I can handle that game. You started talking dirty to me at the 42, but then you threw me at the 38. That's no bueno.
Being knows there's no way you're holding us to low
20s. Yeah. I don't see low 20s. I don't see it. I mean, it would be great if we see it.
I'm going to make Greg happier, Greg. I'm going to jump mine. I'm going to change mine to 27-23. Is that better for you? Thank you, Greg. I'll give us the extra point.
It was the monster math.
That's more reasonable, right?
It was a graveyard graph.
2 goals.
I mean, you're taking away my dream of having, Big Leg Jake as player of the game, but that's fine.
All right, ready for players of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie, yes, I do love C. Harden stinking and Embiid's the GOAT.
I love the Clippers being the Clippers again.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
All right, offensive player of the game. Did it feel like an A.J. Brown game to you guys?
Yes.
Right. There's a You know what? I'm going to go a different angle. I'm gonna go to the DeAndre Swift game.
Bastard.
I'm gonna go DeAndre Swift game. Goes over 100. 2 tutties, over 100 cut, and over 30 receiving yards. I think you got a pissed off offensive line too. I mean, this is embarrassing, babe. That's embarrassing to grown men. You had other grown men come walk into your door and just take everybody out for the day, right? And I won't go deeper, but maybe your wife went upstairs with a couple of them. You know what I mean? Not the kind of game, not the ideal party you were looking for at Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah. No, we talk about it all the time too. When this offensive line struggles, and it does have its time, it's when we're in pass-only mode, which is what we've been the last couple of weeks, right? I mean, the 49ers offensive line is not better than ours, but they played it on Sunday because they had a lead and because they were able to push on the run, right? They were run blocking as opposed to pass blocking, right? I know I talk about it all the time when the Eagles struggle because we look at this offensive line and we see these road graders, yet we want them in pass blocking 75 times a game. You know what I mean? So I'm with you, Tommy. If he was going to be left open by the time he got to me, he was going to be my guy because I think I do agree. I think it is a Swifty game. I love those guys with the sign out there. And I love the dry jock Eagles media. Well, we can't fix the run. You can't run anymore. You got to fix the run. Shut up.
It's so bad. It's so nauseating. There's so many things I go off on this week that I'm just not going to on tonight's show. But we'll see what next week does. I got a lot of stuff in the chamber. If this week doesn't go well, that I will.
For sure.
It will be. It was going to get hot next week on A2D. But I
think it's going to get hot one way or the other. Whether they don't perform, you got a lot to roll out with, or if they do come out and blow their doors off. We got a whole lot of people on these national TV shows and on these fucking lazy dial shows that are going to have a whole lot of receipts coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just think this team has way more leadership than the Dallas Cowboys. I don't give a shit. Like that's the facts. So I don't go back on what Dallas has not won in years past. I don't do that. I think that's stupid. Every year's a new year. So I'll never say that they can't go to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that stuff. I don't go like, oh, they haven't been to a Super Bowl. So I don't. It's a new year every year, right? A lot of teams have, not just them. So a lot of teams haven't been to the Super Bowl. So the whole end all be all of it is that every year's a new year, and they're a really good football team. They're a really good football team.
Facts. My offensive player of the game is going to be Marcus Mariota.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not.
Better off going with Jake Elliott.
No, I'm kidding. I wanted to play on David Carr or Derek. I don't even know. I can't even tell them apart. No, Tommy, I'm going to go where you left. I'm going to go A.J. Brown because I agree with you. I think he has a monster game. I think, we get back to, the stretch where we were playing really, really well offensively. And that was feed him the ball. So I think he's going to have a monster game.
Yeah. I mean, how do you help your quarterback out?
Chrome, before you go, just for those who care, the official trade Soto and Grisham to the Yankees. Padres get Michael King, Drew Thorpe, Randy Vasquez, Joni Brito, and Kyle Hiagosha. I totally just killed that last name.
Yeah, you did.
Higashiga? I don't know. Whatever. That's straight. The backup catcher. There we go. I got a catcher.
God, Frank.
For my offensive player of the game, the two players I wanted to pick are already taken. So you know what? Give me Skinny Batman. Give me DeVonta Smith.
That's a good one. Yeah, Pete, that deal is official.
Devontae's been on a run. Devontae's been on a run.
Yeah. He's been looking real good.
Shame he can't catch. Shame he lost his ability to catch the football.
And it's Higa Shioka, by the way. Higa Shioka.
Jesus God, yeah. God
for me, who where are we playing at?
Oh, I'm playing in Dallas.
Who loves to play Dallas? Who's coming back this week and loves Dallas games?
Dallas.
That's right. And for a team that is also having problems protecting the middle of the field, this to me is a Dallas Goddard game all over it. I think Dallas comes in and has a huge impact on this football game. I'm going Dallas Cowboys. Or I'm sorry, Dallas Goddard to crush the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, hey, oh.
Speaking of getting canceled.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Get him out.
Dallas Goddard to crush the Dallas Cowboys this week with a big, big game for him. Maybe his biggest game of the year. At least a tutty. I think he might even get like 80 yards on this game.
And they'll be out like 3 weeks again. Martian says Greg pronouncing Japanese names is going to get him canceled.
Please.
All right, boys. It's time to go over our docket here. Time to go over our docket. But it's going to be a big one Sunday. We'll have a pregame show, 2300 Arena.
Yeah. Good luck, boys.
Chrome, myself, the Blue Meanie. It's going to be a blast. Come there. Doors open at 5:30. Doors open at 5:30, babe. All right? So come check us out. And here's all the information.
There it is.
And Gavino's going to be there, as you can see. Hold on.
Yes.
Let me get Gavino out of there. All right. Live pregame Sunday, December 10th. Doors open 5:30 p.m. 2300 Swanson Street, Philadelphia. Special guest, the Blue Meanie.
And look at that. He just popped into the chat. Perfect timing.
Look at that. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
we mentioned the Meanie. He shows up.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the Meanie knew.
We threw out the meanie symbol out there, and he just jumped right in.
Let's see the Blue Batman.
Blue Batman. We got it.
That's right. Skinny Batman, Fat Batman, Swole Batman,
Sexy Batman,
and Blue Batman.
And Blue Batman.
Blue Batman. That's great. Yeah, we can't wait either.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great time, brother.
Go kill it.
Pete will be there too. It's gonna be a great time, guys. I'm telling you, come out and join us. Come interact with the A2. We want to talk to you guys, man. This is gonna be, and I think if not all,
I don't want to really talk to anybody.
We're gonna be sticking around as a watch party. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I just want to get Meanie salted.
Meanie salt? Oh God. Ryan, can you still do a meanie salt? I'm asking him. He can comment in.
Yeah.
All right. So
can he pull it off?
Did we do
Jonathan's
defensive?
Pulling up. All right, John. Let's go.
Nice,
There we go, John.
Awesome.
Let's go, John. Doors open at 5:30. Show starts around 6:15 ish. Once we get set up and get ready to fire.
How long is the show? An hour?
An hour, 15 minutes. Depends on how the conversation goes.
Yeah, I hate watching games with people.
Yeah. We all have plenty of time, Tom.
No, I might do an Irish goodbye. You might not even see me. Where'd Tom go?
Just pack it all in the box, throw it in the truck, and get the hell home.
This is Tom's round. Where'd Tom go? It's his round. Where'd he go?
Well, I got a post game show to do too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got. But I'll be sticking around. I think Pete.
We know you will. Everybody in the country knows you will. All right, everybody in the country knows Crown will be there, freaking kissing babies, signing babies' foreheads,
selfies.
Yeah, taking selfies. There'll be 10,000 selfies the next day. You know what I mean? Crown Sweet 16. From Sweet 16 birthday last night.
Yes,
everybody check them out.
I'm still celebrating my birthday, so.
Oh, my God. Yeah. No, but it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, really looking forward to it. And really looking forward to, some good fist bumps, some good handshakes from the people. All right? I will sign wiffle balls. So, if you bring a wiffle ball in, get it.
Don't say it. Somebody will show up with a wiffle ball.
I hope a couple people do. Show up with a wiffle ball, or show up with you can show up with a Nerf football. Show up with a football. I'll sign footballs. We'll make it like a top signing autographs for free. Guys, sign autographs. Nobody signs autographs for free. Just a giver. Just want to show people I'll give. Not that you want it. There might be a couple people who want it, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I've had my run-ins.
They wouldn't be ahead of the curve.
I'm not Blue Meanie level, right? I'm not the Blue Meanie, right? I've had a couple of run-ins. We're not even going to talk about Chrome's run-ins. We don't have the time.
My run-ins were coming all facets still.
Oh my God, yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody down there.
Sorry, it's the wrong show.
Yeah, if you don't see Tom at 8:15, you know where he's at.
Find me at the bar.
Yeah, we know where to find him. Again, everybody knows Chrome's not leaving. The bar 2300, I'm going to have to throw him out. Yeah, Chrome, we told you last call 2 hours ago. You can't sleep here tonight.
Chrome, Uber's here.
Sleep right on the wrestling. I'll be sleeping right in the wrestling ring. It's a bunk bed.
Hey, that sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me, personally.
That would be pretty
Chrome,
cool.
No power tools. No power tools, Chrome.
I'm cool with the Hurts. You want to bring Hurts back? That's fine. I'm not against guys who can get open and catch a ball. I'm not against it, right? He's not the same guy he was, and you got to know that when you get him. I'm not against adding, right? And the Frank thing, I don't know what that does for you right now.
Don't do anything right now.
Right now, that's a hard bring in now to do anything of value. You want to talk about him being a consultant next year?
Yeah, I'll be fine with him as a consultant.
Yeah, I don't know if people don't realize, but you sort of see who the architect of that offense was with Frank. I mean, to me that was Doug. That was Doug's offense that we ran here. But Frank's I think a great assistant. So I'm not against him, and I'm not against Brian Johnson not being here next year. But let's see how that plays out here. You know what I mean? Let's not, again, I don't want to run coordinators out right now. There's nothing that you can do right now that's going to change it. So you go fire a guy and bring a guy in. What are you doing? You're 10-2. Probably not the smartest thing to do. Yeah. So that's a situation where you're an end of the season conversation if the season doesn't go your way. And I know we brought Fangio in, I think, last year, and that didn't work.
That was a consulting position, though, for the Super Bowl. It was
didn't age well.
Yeah, didn't work.
Didn't age well. Stay away, Vic. You know what I mean? You loser. Stay away, Vic. Saw what you did here. His job, Marsh says, what's Matt Patricia's job with the Eagles? It's just to say Darius a million times. Hey, Darius, anybody see Darius? Is there a Darius here? That's his job. What a loser.
Did we give our defensive players of the game?
No. Definitely not a guy named Darius. Or sorry, definitely not Slay. Players of the game, man. Not a lot of guys to choose from.
I'm gonna go with a guy. I'll jump in here. I'm gonna go with a guy who I'm hoping his history against the Cowboys comes into play here because he needs a big game, and that's Kevin Byard. Kevin Byard has played well against Dallas in his career. He has no issues with going to that star and standing on it and striking a pose. And I want to see it this week in an Eagles uniform. So let's see it. Kevin Byard's my pick for player of the game this week. He's going to get at least a pick.
When's the last time Dak's thrown a pick?
I think it's been a couple weeks because they've just been rolling.
Oh, look it up. Oh, Frank, for your information, Meany said he could still do the salt, but he doesn't know if you want to be the one to catch him.
I mean, he can invite the rest of the BWO, and I could take a nasty chair shot from Stevie if he's around.
Giants on November 12th. So
that's what I was going to look up.
4 games ago.
He's due for one.
But he also, that was 404 yards, 4 tutties and a pick. But he did throw.
Give me Josh Sweat for 2.5 sacks and a strip sack.
But bogus offside, Josh Sweat?
Yeah, it's a terrible call. Yeah, I knew it live. I said, what? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
when I saw the flag, I'm like, huh? He wasn't
offside defense. Okay, we're doing this. You know what I mean? We're doing this today. All right, gotcha. That would have been a field goal, right?
Absolutely.
Changes the course of that game. You don't know how the game goes if they only get 3. You don't know.
100%.
You don't know. I know. We know how it ended. When they got
we definitely know it without it.
It wasn't good. Freaking just bend over, guys. All you're gonna get is a shower water tonight. All right.
I like to sweat.
Yeah, I'll go sweat.
Frank, you go yet?
I did not go, and for my pick of defensive player of the game, I'm going to go with Jalen Carter.
Could use it.
He needs it. He definitely needs it after his emotions got the best of him last week. I mean, I think we'll see a completely revitalized Jalen on this one.
What happened there? Like, I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah, I thought it was another bad flag, right? You know what I mean? Like, not to be that guy, but again, I thought it was just another bad flag.
Guys, you guys all have the games up, right? We don't have to run through every game unless you want to like rapid fire it.
Real quick, I will give my defensive player to game.
Sorry, Greg.
I will actually go with big play Darius Slay.
You're a loser. And I say that with all due respect.
You
just brought his name up, right? Like now you're in the foxhole with him.
I wanted to trigger you.
You know what the sad thing is? I just stop talking, bro. Just stop. I didn't want to do this. Like, stop talking. I'm a talker, but stop talking. Right? Like, stop it. Knock it off. Knock it off. You're gonna go back and forth with people. I got eyeballs, babe. I played football. All right. Okay. I got eyeballs for a want to tackle and a not to want to tackle. That's clear as day, dude. And I didn't even go back and watch tape. That's a lie. And I went back and watched tape, I probably would have an even worse feeling about it. So don't go out there and start tweeting Seth Joyner, who I don't give a Seth to shut up at time too. All right? Because he's always got too much to say, like he was the greatest player of all time. So you knock it off too. Like you never made mistakes, Seth. You had a pretty good front to play in front of him, didn't you? You know what I mean? So stop like, you know what I mean? I'm tired of him talking. But Darius, shut your mouth. You're over Twitter, all over Twitter. You sound like your wife. Right? Let her be all over Twitter. It ain't your job to be all over Twitter, defending your name. Defend your name with your play. Shit, that's sports. That's been sports from day one. Who can go defend your name unless you're hiding something? What you hiding? A little softy in there. I've been saying it for years. A little bit of a softy in there. A lot of really good corners are. All right? A lot of really good corners don't want to get their beak wet. Now, what makes the great ones is the guys who like to tackle. Right? That are great cover guys, but love tackling. or have a want to do it, that's what separates good from all pros. That's what separates it. So ain't nobody mad at you, Ben, but I get mad at you when you want to start. How many words can I write today? You got something better to do before CD cooks that ass? Like, the only thing you can be watching as much tape on Ceedee Lamb as you possibly could be doing on a Monday after an ass whooping. And you know what I would do after that ass whooping? Even though, because remember, it ain't all on you. Your team got their ass kicked at home. All right? And I would stay off of it. That's a day. Hey, put it away. You didn't lose by 3. You want to go out defending your name?
It's going to be a hellhole on there anyway. You're right. Just
like, you're getting yourself. Yeah, why dive into it? Because somebody showed it to you. Like, why dive into it? I understand it. I get the want to fire back at people. I'm a fiery cat. I get the want to. But after an ass whooping, that's not the perception you want to go out as one of the leaders of your team. Go defend what people say. Go defend the way you play. But you're right. You don't got to go defend your name by running out there. You defend it by your play. So, great point. A big pick, a pick 6. Defend your name then. But I don't need to see that, right? Like, when you give Seth Joyner, with all due respect, what are you giving Seth Joyner a time of day for? When you know what he's looking for. You know what he's looking for. I like Seth, but you know what he's looking for? He's looking for you to respond. We all would be. I got a video in the chamber waiting on Darius. Just sitting in the draft. Yeah, been sitting in the draft for 2 days. So, but what do you think I post a video for? God, say something. Say something. Let me know I got to you. Because as guys that do this, that's what you want. You want to know you heard me. Rightfully so. Miles, little prima donna, right? We just called out we see it around here. And the prima donnas do what, Crow? They want to type back to you. They want, hey, now you don't know football. I'll run your ass over. Because you ain't running up the middle. So you won't go sideline to sideline? At 41, I'll still tackle your ass. That's how soft you are. You proved it in Carolina, too. Mr. Softy. Every time I was in the red zone, dudes bouncing, and they were never in the red zone. But, all right. You guys got any locks off the top of your head that you want to run with, though?
It's a shitty quarterback slate this week.
Again.
Well, but even just quarterbacks, not even necessarily games. I mean, there's a lot of backups playing.
Yeah, I'm going to go Browns. Lock that. -3 against the Jaguars at home.
Yeah, I mean, that's what? That's Flacco versus Beathard?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Not ideal.
With the over-under at 30.5. Not to be compared to Pittsburgh and New England set at 30.
Yeah, there you go. What? Mitch and Zappy Hour?
Hey, I'll be happy for Zappy Hour. I'm happy for Zappy.
No one's happy for Zappy.
I'm gonna lock.
I'm happy for Zappy. Damn it.
We know you are, Frank.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna lock Detroit -3 on the road against the Bears.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock Houston -3.5 on the road against the Jets.
I'm going opposite. Give me the Jets plus 3.5. Zach Wilson comeback tour. Let's go.
I'm gonna lock Tampa Bay +1.5 on the road against Atlanta.
We get double Monday nighters this week?
Yes.
At the same time? These guys are morons.
Well, one's on ABC, the other on ESPN.
That's what I said, same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. Give me the Seahawks
and they're shit games.
Give me the Seahawks plus the 10.5 versus San Fran. Really emotional win for San Fran. They win, but maybe only win by 7. You know what I mean? So I had them, Browns, lock me on the Eagles plus 3.5. And lock me in on the Bills plus 1.5. And there's my locks. They are my locks of the week.
By the way, Greg, my 3-leg parlay hit last week.
Did it? I think I missed
Cortland
Zach
Sutton,
Moss.
Mike Evans, and David Montgomery.
Yeah, nice. Give me the Ravens -7 at home, off a bye. Give me the Broncos +3. And obviously Eagles +3.5.
I got no locks this week.
That game tomorrow is going to suck. Steelers, Patriots, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's so bad. I don't even want to throw out a touchdown parlay right now just because it's so bad.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
I'll throw one out there.
I can't trust it.
Yeah, I'll throw one out there. Why
I mean,
not?
I'll, of course, throw it out, but
go Mike Evans.
He's got to be a lock almost every week now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris Olave.
Jameis is playing,
and I'm gonna go Mr. Warren on the Steelers here.
Yeah, if they score,
Might be the only touchdown in that game.
I saw a tweet that had all the backup quarterbacks playing this week.
It has been a real rough season for quarterbacks, man.
Oh, it's not.
That injury to Lawrence, I thought he was done for the year the way that looked.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's only a high ankle sprain. And he might play this week. I mean, I'd be shocked if he did, but just the fact that it's even a possibility is crazy to me.
I forget who they got. Oh, the Browns on the road. Well, I mean, they kind of, with Houston playing, above their heads right now, they kind of need to. You know what I mean? They can't afford a loss. Houston's playing great right now.
Yeah.
They're one game. The Jaguars are one game, especially losing that game Monday night. You lost that game, and they're just one game ahead of the Texans. Evans, Zach Moss, Jordan Addison, and Alvin Kamara.
Oh, you're going a 4-legger.
Yeah, I decided to throw 4 out there.
I'll throw a 4th one in too. Why not? Let's go. See, I was going to go Addison, but since you already did, that's fine. I'll lean off that one. I'll go back to my boy Cortland Sutton.
That was a great catch.
He's been tremendous as of the last 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Man. He's becoming almost like if you're a betting person right now, your automatics obviously CMC is one. Like if you're doing a true automatic who are guys that are scoring every week, it's CMC, David Montgomery, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton.
And
That's
Tyreek.
your 4 guys and Tyreek. Yeah, you could really do a 5-leg. I might do that 5-legger this week at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like I've been hitting mine every time I send them in. I forget who I picked this past week. Did I pick St. Brown? I don't think I did.
No, you picked Amari. This might be the first week you missed.
Yeah, I think it was. And I think in my head, I was like, you know what? I like I'm on St. Brown because they were on turf. They were in LA. I feel like I liked it, and I don't know why I sent you. Then I got
because somebody else took Montgomery.
Then I got that's right.
Because our rule is once a guy's, we don't want to be rooting for multiple touchdowns, especially with these games this year. There's been so many low scoring games. We're like, let's just get one and then it's out of the way with that team.
True. All right, boys. Well, listen, great show.
Good stuff.
Great show.
Fun stuff, boys. We needed it.
Yeah, it's Dallas week. We need to get some things out again off our chests, and we'll all be back. We'll be back Sunday for a pregame show, and then we'll have a little agree disagree after it goes final, and we see how stressful that night is. So it's been A2D Wednesday nights only on A2D Radio. For Karam, Greg, Frank, Tom, and for all the boys that weren't here tonight, we'll see all them next week. And we thank you, Royal Billiard, for bringing the show to us, or sponsoring the show, I should say. I am officially wiped out. Royal Billiard is a premier game room store in the Delaware Valley, stocked with the very best in pool tables, accessories, everything. Bars, bar stools, turn any ordinary room into an extraordinary gaming experience. And did we mention they have hot tubs too? Royal Billiard, 515 Bethlehem Pike, Colmar, PA, or visit them on the web, royalbilliard.com. Yeah, Ceedee. Wait, you're all saying the Eagles are going to win in Dallas? Yeah. I love how that's like this, like, did you really say that? Did you say that? Like, yeah, we said that, Ceed. We said that. We're 10-2. What do you act like we're not 10-2? Everybody go to bed. It's been a great show. We're going to walk around like we're somebody. Okay? We're scared of no freaking Dallas. We're just scared of Dallas. All right? We act like they're 85 Bears defensively. Got freaking torch for Geno Smith. Knock it off. And if Tyler Lockett don't wear one off the freaking face mask, it's a different game. Maybe Seattle wins that game. I'm freaking scared of Dallas. All right. Great show. What up, Johnny? Go Birds. Appreciate you all listening to us. You can find us wherever you listen to us at right now, wherever we're live. We stay up there. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and everywhere you get your podcasts as well. So like, subscribe, follow, review, tell a friend to tell another friend. We out.